Hello everyone, I am Malaceo and welcome to my channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. And for this video, I will be talking about Bright Spring Color Palette Explained. So I'm going to go a little bit into more detail about the color palette that I received during my color analysis / style analysis. And I'm going to just do a whole breakdown on just like not necessarily the full color wheel, but I want to talk about me and my experience more so, and my reflection and what I've learned, things of that nature. So let's get started. Please like and subscribe. And feel free to visit my website for all other information about me. I have a storefront of everything that I have with me with my travels. Link is in the description. So for the first one, what Bright Spring means visually. So I will start to put some of the things in so you can see them. And if I'm looking down and stuff like that, it's just to keep my thought process going. Because like I said, it's going to be way more sections of these videos so I can get to like more intricate details. So the Bright Spring colors, as you can see, they're more on the brighter side, obviously saturated, and then even with some of the ones that's a little bit more pastel, the hue and the saturation and overall contrast is turned up a bit. So these are very wide range because it is spring. They would have been a little bit more like on the neon side when it comes to summer, but as you can see, there's the overall array. Like you can see at the top, there's the blues and the greens, and you do see some sprinkles of some neon colors, but then some pastel colors. And it's really important to understand with a lot of the pastel colors the undertone of those colors and how, for me personally, how they contrast with my skin. So even if you do get the same color palette as me, the colors that they give you in your color palette may not fully resonate or be the same as somebody like me. Just to let you know, that's why I'm like, this is something you have to go and do, in my personal opinion, in person. People say that they do it in video. I'm not knocking it. I'm not the professional. I'm just telling you my experience. So the second part, my first reaction when I first learned my season, I was very happy. But there was like a little faux pas. I was given autumn at first, and when they did like almost like a group coming together when they was doing my analysis and stuff like that, because this would be like my cold season, or when you're black, your tan is way more drastic. So like winter, if I ever am in the winter again, it will be this fall. But more or less, all I do is stick to the Bright Spring color palette for myself. So I was ecstatic because I love the brightness, I love the saturation, and also, developing, getting older and stuff like that, I have been more open to pastels. I don't necessarily like super pastels, but as you can see, like there are like that jade, like pastels that's a little bit more of a nuance, or like a Tiffany, that type of color that has like that brightness to it and that saturation to it, but it also has like this luxury feel, this extravagant feel and vibe to that color. So those things I was very happy with, and I was like, I'm gonna eat this up, because like I said, this is a parameter, a way to like set the stage for you to fully heighten your style, expressing yourself. Like the sky is the limit, So that's it for that part. So for the Bright Spring, I would definitely say that it will give, as far as the color characteristics, you do have, when it comes to patterns and then also mixing and matching, there is a high contrast for Bright Spring, and the value / brightness is in the middle, and the saturation intensity is turned all the way up to bright. and the temperature slash undertone is typically neutral warm. So that's what I'm saying, like when they could have turned me all the way warm, but it's got a little bit down to neutral warm because of the potential for the autumn. So that's something to put into consideration. She said it is rare. I don't know if it's necessarily because of how high my melanin content is because I'm black. It could be that, but still I appreciate it more. It's almost like I got a 2 for, like, when you really think silver lining. This, y'all, for real, I'm not mad, and I'm like, thank you to the style angels, thank you. But yes, just because of that, and like I said, I am regurgitating things that she told me when, you know, I came in the second time after they re-up the color analysis part. But yeah, so this was something that a part that I didn't necessarily like. So for her, she was like black, like as in this top, black, especially right up under my face, drains me, and it sort of highlights, you know, like hyperpigmentation, which will be like either like blemishes or, you know, bags, and, you know, just like discoloration that you get pretty much like as a melanated person. And even with other muted colors, because of the undertone and having such a warm undertone, a lot of neutrals, especially like within clothing and stuff like that, sometimes they don't necessarily have a warm undertone. Sometimes it's like a blue or green, and that can potentially, going up against your skin, either it can blend in and you look flat, or it can dilute your complexion and things of that nature. So there's the color theory, in that, you know, there's a color that you see in the forefront, but there's also warm or cool or neutral undertones that is going to affect how your clothing is, you know, changing how people are seeing your complexion and stuff like that. And that even with like hair color and makeup and stuff like that, that's why some, you know, makeup, you know what, she actually put it to me this way. She's like, when something is your color or your complexion, she's like, you know how you will put on makeup, for example, and she's like, you'll put on just like a lip gloss, like a colored lip gloss, like this one. And she's like, if that color complements you, you don't necessarily feel like you need to do more. But when you have the wrong color, it will showcase, you know, like make your skin look dull. It will make your under eyes seem darker, make your eyes seem less light or bright, or it might like drag down your features physically to make them seem a little bit more droopy, especially when you have it on your face. And she's like, instead of brightening up everything, when you put that lipstick on or that lip gloss with color in it, you feel like you have to, okay, now I need to put some foundation on because that lipstick is too much, when it's really not necessarily complimenting you. Because she's like, there's a very, you know, it's a thin line between those two. And I thought that was really, I was like, that's tea. That's really nice, actually. I'm like, I didn't think about it that way, but there's something to think about. So this next part, I'm going to be talking about monochromatic outfits. So pretty much the same hue, different depths. So there is a wide variety of just colors overall, obviously, that I could use for outfit. And I am going to put some things up on the screen so you guys can see sort of, you know, like the differences. So it's also the pattern mixing, but mostly color blocking and trying to encapsulate like sort of like that matchy but elevated, you know what I'm saying? So it adds more dimension to your outfit instead of, you know, everything seeming to be a little bit flat when everything is the exact same color all the time. Like, it's fine to do it and things of that nature, but at the same time, changing the bottoms to a different color, or changing and having the scarf have, like, let's just say, an array of pinks, but you have a whole bunch of different hues of pinks in like a beautiful scarf. Like, you know, you can just wrap that around, tie it, you know, do the little flip over, or, you know, accentuate a little bit. So those are some of the things that I have learned when you have like the basis of a monochromatic outfit. But with those outfits, you can, you know, get in the weeds a little bit with like the texture and the overall feel of the outfit. But definitely it's the time to shine for accessories and adding more dimension to the outfit, like hats, sunglasses, shoes, all that jazz, you know, to add an overall complete look. So for my next one, the complementary, aka opposite color wheel colors, essentially, I feel like this is the part that shines the most when you see styles that are pertaining to like color blocking per se. So you literally got two opposite or opposing colors that are coming together to create a really big contrast for a really nice base of an outfit. So that's, like, for me, that's going to be one of my main things to do. And also with making my outfits and creating pieces and stuff like that, that is going to be one of the things that's going to be on the forefront of my mind when it comes to making an outfit and how I can mix and match. Because that mixing and matching is going to be the part where it's like, how creative are you? How inspired are you by yourself? You guys can probably hear that bird chirping. Like, he's just been like just sitting up like for like the longest, and I'm just like, you keep on coming back. But yes. So for this section, we're going to talk about analogous colors. So pretty much they're colors that's pretty much on the same section of a color wheel, and they really complement and do well with each other. So once again, I'm going to show you some overall examples and things of that nature. And even while I'm talking about it, this, I would say this is like maybe the second to, like, far as like what I like when it comes to color blocking, because you got different colors, but all of them feel warm. All of them is either like some type of, how do I say it, like overall feel and vibe, and it adds dimension, but it's not as stark, it's not as big of a contrast as the complementary. So those are some things to even look at and to consider for yourself. Like, if it's more warm, are you going to be a little bit more, like when I say warm, I mean like the reds. Are you going to be more into the like purples, and like where it mixes in together with like the color wheel and stuff like that? You can like have that, especially when you do stuff like when people, especially when you have people who buy different colors of the same thing, and people who tend to do that, this is like your time to shine, okay? Because you can do color blocking a lot, and that attention to detail and stuff like that, and especially getting those right colors, when it's done right, is absolutely beautiful. And like I said, it's something that I am trying to do, and I will do because I still got time. Like I said, I don't have a closet per se. I'm just going to keep on being a visionary, and when I have the money, I already know what I want, okay? So yeah. So far as neutrals are concerned, I'm just pulling up some stuff right quick just to show some examples. Like neutrals, traditionally, like the blacks, the grays, the even, let me just see if I can just, yeah, pretty much this, you know, neutrals. So with regular neutrals, traditional neutrals, when you do a style and color analysis, they really do break it down, and the colorways are very, very specific to you. So that's why you'll probably see, and I'll like show it, that you'll have like the neutrals, but you see the greens in there, but like very saturated greens, but they're green is a neutral color. You see it in nature all the time, right? Just like pinks, you might see pink in like a fruit or something like that, but it's not as often, you know what I'm saying? So that saturation, which isn't necessarily natural, or like the green that's necessarily natural in nature as a neutral, but adding those to other traditional neutrals to create an overall neutral palette with a pop of color. Now that's something to, in theory it sounds scary, but me showing like pictures and photos and things of that nature for people to understand exactly the potential of certain or said colorways can add on to something as far as like your overall style. That's something that I've definitely learned, and not like I was fully unaware of it, but it gave me like that extra push, that extra judge, be like, yeah, you can do that too. You can mix these bright colors with neutrals, right? Like neutrals, like browns and tans and stuff like that. Like, so yeah, I was happy with that, and I don't have to feel like, for me, I feel like a lot of the neutrals do make me feel a little bit more drab. Like there are neutrals that do well with my skin tone, but I don't necessarily like the neutrals of it all. Like I said, this is wearing the blacks and stuff like that all the time. It's because I slow travel. I don't have enough space in my suitcase to be able to have enough clothes to be mixing and matching and stuff like that. It's just what it is. So like I said, I'm not gonna tell you when I'm rich, but there will be signs, okay? So for this section, this is the last section of the video, but my biggest takeaway from all of this is that somebody's rules aren't necessarily your rules. Somebody else's best is not necessarily your best. And there is a time, and even with this, a situation where I fully had to like look into myself. And it was a lot of validation, because it's already thoughts that I've had in my head or things that I was drawn to and liked, but I was like, oh, that's not going to look right on me. That's not going to this, that, and the other. And that's why I got the color and style analysis, because I wasn't sure. I needed a stage to set everything up. I needed a good foundation to set everything up. So my biggest takeaway overall is that I did it. I couldn't be more happier. And now that I'm very confident, it's up from here. Okay, so please like, subscribe, and I will see y'all next week.